Proverbs chapter 6. Next time you're tempted to be lazy, think about the little ants. They don't wait for mom and dad or teacher or boss to tell them what to do. They work hard on their own to get ready for the future. Be smart, like the ants. Listen for the steady steps of the diligent ant. From the book of Genesis, God created the great whales and gave them a sea to live in. God takes care of all creation, and that includes you and me. Next time you feel unimportant, remember the whales. Note the echo technique, and it gives the impression of the great whales gliding through the water. And lastly, the eagle. Isaiah says, everyone who waits and hopes in the Lord will find renewed strength and energy. They will become like eagles who soar in the sky on mighty wings. The gyro technique resembles the lazy circles of the soaring eagle. Yes, thank you to our echo ringers and to their director, Kelly Tima. Thank you so very, very much. And as they return to their seats, our morning bells will come forward, so named because they rehearse on Monday morning. And it's a group that has an opportunity then for great fellowship, great music. They share in worship regularly, and they also take their music on the road, and they're able to share with others as well, because indeed it is a wonderful world. I love the theme that we have for our spring ring this year as we celebrate the beauty of God's creation, and as we now remember that God's eye is on the sparrow. If you're familiar with this song at all, it's an old classic hymn and talks about how we sing when we're happy. We sing because we're free. Well, I think we're going to change it up a little bit today, and it's going to be we ring because we're happy, and we ring because we're free. God's eye is on the sparrow, and what a blessing that is for each and for all of us. And so we're going to add flute and percussion to this arrangement by Joel Rainey of His Eye is on the Sparrow. lovely arrangement, so tender. One that you might hear if you were to attend worship. His eye is on the sparrow, talking about God's care for all of creation. The next song is one that you might not hear in worship. It's from a secular musical, A Whole New World from Aladdin, a fun and wonderful piece. But when we talk about a whole new world, it reminds me of how the world has indeed changed. It's a whole new world for us. And so with that, a special greeting to those who are watching online. It's a whole new world that we have an opportunity not only to have people gathered here to share and to enjoy, but also people on Facebook and YouTube. And so it is broadcast, and the new technology makes this indeed a whole new world, but one in which there is the unified message of making music together to praise God and for the enjoyment of others. So please enjoy A Whole New World. This bell choir this past Monday had an opportunity to share their gifts with the residents at the Reformed Church Home. The Reformed Church Home is an assisted living nursing facility for frail elderly in Route 18 in Old Bridge and affiliated with the Reformed Church. And it's such a fine facility, and we are partnering with them in terms of being able to provide a wonderful opportunity to share the music ministry that we so enjoy regularly here at the church. And so as we get ready for Raindrops, Keep Falling on My Head, a wonderful hit from the 1970s. Burt Bacharach, a prolific composer, passed away this past February at age 94. So grateful for all the music that he was able to compose and share with us. And as we get chimes and bass guitar and percussion and clarinet ready, I'm also going to introduce you our morning bell ringers. And I'll start with our bass ringers as we are in the back table. We're still getting some bells and other things together, but as we do, you can raise your hands so people know who you are. Joe Pisano, there you go. And yep, oh sure, we can do that. And it's like Pete Engelman, Sandy Freeman, Tamar Getke, you're subbing in this one? Okay, good. Glad to have you, because Chrissy Applegate's on clarinet here. Yeah, we got our chime ringers here. You'll see them in a bit, but Ginny Hooper, Kelly Tima, Brenda McQuarrie, Dottie Weidman, Alicia Dimsius, Grace Neiman, Jeannie Sokol, Maggie Purcell, Kay Brown subbing for Jan Hammond. Janice is already on vacation for the summer. Lucky Janice. And we got Jim McQuarrie and Vera Santucci. A special word of thanks to Vera. Vera's been ringing for 15 years and has decided this is going to be her farewell time. And so she's been ringing and ringing and ringing. But, you know, as you start getting those years notched up, she just said, well, I think it's time. And we are so grateful for how you share and how you give so generously of who you are, Vera Santucci. With that, Chris Hyder, Len Semisic. Oh, Len's a ringer. Now he's on drums. I get it. There you go. And Maggie Tripold, our director. Thank you, Morning Bells. Appreciate your talent, your sharing, your musical gifts. And as our Morning Bells return to their seats, our joyful and celebration ringers will come to join us at the front tables. You can see a picture of this group. They've been ringing together 6th through 12th graders. Actually, it's joyful and celebration ringers because they are two choirs that joined together this year so that they could play music that involves the full complement of the instrument, the 5 octaves. That means there's 5 different, from low to high, of all the bells. And so to be able to use the entire set of bells and to use the music that's been written for the full set, we decided this year that we would combine our joyful and celebration ringers so that we could have a wonderfully full choir. And I can just say a personal word as one of the pastors here at the church, how wonderful to have this many teenagers and young people involved in church. It's just warms my heart. I just think it's a wonderful thing. So thank you, young men, young women. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. You might not know, but the handbell is actually considered a percussion instrument. Sometimes you might think of percussion like drums or cymbals, but like a piano where there's hammers that hit the strings inside a piano, the bells are a percussion instrument because there is a clapper inside the bell, and that strikes the inside of the bell to make the sound. So it's a percussion instrument. This particular piece, however, is going to be special, and you can see the percussive effects because, as I understand it, they're not going to be using the clapper to ring from the inside out, but they're going to be using mallets to ring from the outside in. So they're going to be hitting the outside of the bell in order to create an even different percussive sound. And so we will have, he's got the whole world in his hands, an arrangement by Valerie W. Stevenson. There are so many people that have begun composing for the handbell, a specialized instrument that really just came to the fore in this country in the 1950s, 60s, and then really started in the 70s, 80s, and now has become something that many churches will have a bell choir. We happen to be fortunate and blessed that we have so many different people involved in our ringing ministry. So we have shared conductors for our celebration Joyful Ringers. Tamar Getke will be conducting our first piece. He's got the whole world in his hands. impressed when they can not only hit their own bells, they hit their neighbors' bells and their neighbors' mallets. It's fun to watch as well as to hear. Thank you very much, ringers, for that wonderful and fun arrangement. Speaking of fun and arrangements, we have Over the Rainbow. You might be familiar with this from The Wizard of Oz, and it dates back to the 1930s, Judy Garland singing it. But this is a newer arrangement coming from the state of Hawaii. And so we have the ringers with the leis on, and Tamar Getke is moving from conducting to playing the ukulele for this piece as well. And Kay Brown will be the one to lead the choir for this arrangement of Over the Rainbow. Getting close, right?
A6 chime and a D7 chime. The D7 is down there.
We have two sets of handbells, which allows for a great variety, but there is still, each bell represents one note, and so you can't just pick up any bell and hope that it works. Each one with each note. And so you've got to make sure you got the right thing in the right place for the right person. And so, as you can tell, a variety of bells. We've got larger bells. Cam, can you just lift up the biggest bell you've got there and ring it? It's like, so a nice low resonance there, and it has some heft to it. It weighs several pounds. And then Grace, you got a little bell up there? So you can hear the 5 octaves between the low bells and the nice little high bells, obviously lighter in weight as well. But it looks like we're ready for Over the Rainbow. And tomorrow our youth and children's bell choirs will be sharing their talents at Madison Crossing, a nursing facility. And so again, so grateful that they are able to model their Christian faith as they go out and share it in the community. They'll have a concert and then be able to enjoy dinner together. So grateful for that. And as they get ready for their next piece, I'm going to introduce the ringers to you. I'm going to start at the treble end, and I'm going to work my way down here. And so as you hear your name, if you want to, you can just wave your hand, and then we can acknowledge and say thank you. Because on the top, our two top ringers are first-time ringers this year. So grateful for Grace Perella, for Delaney Savage. Yeah. Emma Purcell, Nev McMenamy. Yeah, you can keep going. I was like, Emily Schmoker, Ariana Bussico, Kyle Lamegos Outwin, Jonathan Getke, Olivia Schmoker, Owen Haran, David Getke, Braden Savage, and I'm going to let Kay introduce
and
our last
Cam
leader.
Bussico. And Cam is, you can,
Yeah.
Cam is our only graduating senior this year. Cam has been ringing with our bell program since he was in the 4th grade. So he has been ringing for 9 years, and we're so proud of him for sticking with us through a lot of rehearsals, a lot of concerts, through COVID. Bell ringing was something that we kept doing during COVID because everybody could have their own notebook and their own mask and everything like that. And Cam, we're going to miss you. He's not going very far away. He is graduating from Colts High School, and he plans to attend Monmouth University. And he is going to study psychology with a minor in criminal justice and music. And we couldn't be happier. So thank you, Cam.
joyful, and celebration ringers. Appreciate your ministry so very, very much. You will be able to hear all the ringers at the conclusion of the concert because we're going to bring everybody up for a combined number. But at this time, I would invite the exaltation ringers to come forward as they share in their part of the program. The bell program here at the Colts Neck Reformed Church started in the year 2000, and it was in 2004 that we started these spring rings. Had to take a little time off for COVID, did some virtual things, but we are so glad that we are back together. And so some of the ringers here have been ringing together since the year 2000. But there's always opportunities for new people to come in and to share and to make music, and it is certainly a joy. This group gets together and socializes as well. They went down to Ocean City, Maryland together for a bell festival, and they were able to also ring at Monmouth University as part of the university's Christmas program, their holiday program in December. And so grateful that they were willing to share and to give in such different and wonderful ways. Their first piece, Wade in the Water, it is an African-American spiritual, and you'll hear that it has such a wonderful rollicking bass line, and there's a lot of syncopation that goes on in this very engaging arrangement by Benjamin A. Tucker. And so I give to you now our exaltation ringers. They rehearse for about an hour and a half each Wednesday evening. They get together, and it's a commitment that they do with joy in their hearts, I know. And then they have an opportunity to share in worship leadership approximately once a month. And so grateful for our exaltation ringers as they give of their time and share in their talent, and as they get all their bells and their chimes organized and put together. Now, it takes a lot with the different groups, as you can well imagine, but it looks like they are doing such an efficient job of getting mallets and bells and chimes together and fitting it all on padded tables. If you wonder about the tables, they do have about 1.5 inches of padding underneath the tablecloths. That's to cushion the bells so they don't get dented as the bell ringers put their bells back down onto the table. And so with that, we are ready to wade in the water. heard a nice mixture of handbells and also hand chimes in that piece. The hand chime also, they are matched note to note as you would have on a piano keyboard, but the chime has a little bit more mellow, distinct sound, but they very much blend wonderfully with the sound of the handbell, a cousin to the handbell. And so we're glad that we've been able to see that. We have larger chimes out by the bass ringers. As you heard Cam Busico share with us that nice big handbell, if you get much bigger than that, it's hard to lift, hard to store, and hard to move. And so what they've done instead is they've created these hand chimes that extend the range down south, below the biggest bells. Jeff, could you just give us one of the low chimes? So it's just a resonance. You can almost feel it even as much as you can hear it. With that, though, let me introduce you to our Exaltation Ringers, directed by Maggie Tripold. We have in the bass tables Jeff Brown and Allison Brown. Yes. They just got married this past April, so we're kind of happy about that. We also have Len Simisich is on percussion. We're grateful for Len's sharing with us. Chrissy Applegate, Lisa Geisler, Ellen Carl, Jillian Sherman, Jan Applegate, Tamar Getke, Kelly Tima, Kay Brown, Lucy Lennox, Dottie Weidman, and Joe Pisano. And indeed, what a wonderful world that God has given to us. And what a wonderful spot in God's world that we have. Wonderful drone shot there to see our little corner of God's creation, where we are able to base ministry that goes out into all the world, seeking to make an impact with the grace, the goodness, and the glory of Jesus Christ. And so if that is of more interest to you and you'd like to know more about the congregation and our mission and our ministry here, certainly I'd be happy to talk to you following our time together, but also go onto our website or call the church office or visit us for a worship service Sunday mornings online or in person at 9:30. And so we are grateful to God for the grace of God's presence and for the gift of music. And so now let us continue with our concert, giving thanks that there ain't no mountain high enough. So thank you, Exaltation Ringers. Thank you, Maggie Tripold. And I'm wondering, Elizabeth Applegate, did I introduce you? I was going to say, how did I miss you? So you weren't there for that piece when I did the introduction. So Elizabeth Applegate is joining us. And also I forgot to mention that in Joyful Celebration Ringers, McKenna Savage, unable to be with us tonight due to a prior commitment, but McKenna's been ringing all year long, and I wanted to acknowledge her as well. I'm going to invite the other ringers to come forward so we can have a combined number of ringers. And it'll be kind of a fun thing, and as they all come forward, you can see the pictures displayed of our different choirs, our echo ringers, grateful for these 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 6th graders. And then we have our morning bells, as they have shared so beautifully as well. Our joyful celebration ringers, our teenagers. And our exaltation ringers. All the choirs coming together for a combined number. And as they're preparing for this, you'll have ushers coming forward, handing out glow sticks, because who doesn't love glow sticks? You can't do Let the Sun Shine In and Aquarius without glow sticks. So we're going to have a little bit of that. As the choirs are getting together, as we're passing out the glow sticks, I want to acknowledge our directors, Kelly Tima, Maggie Tripole, Tamar Getke, and Kay Brown. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the folks up at our tech table tonight, Zach Brown and Rick Moose, helping to do all the projection. Make sure it's live streamed. Also, thanks to those who have prepared a reception for us. And so for Kristen Outwin and Allie McMenemy, following the concert, you have an opportunity to join under the portico, and you'll have a time for, you'll have a time for a little bit of refreshments. Thanks, Doug. Oh, tell them how to work them. Just break them, snap them. There you go. Snap them, let it go. There you go. Give it a little shake, shake, shake. Did everybody get a glow stick? Gonna let the sun shine in. And if you want to, there's a little tab on the end. You can make a little bracelet out of it. You can just share them and shake them. So again, as they ring, feel free to join in the celebration with a little glow stick fun. But thank you for being here. Please come to the reception under the portico. Thanks to Allie McMenemy and Kristen Outwin for organizing that. And thank you to our ringers. Appreciate all your sharing and your gifts. And so we will have an opportunity. I think we're almost ready, or not really. Maggie's getting accessorized here. All right. Everybody else getting your glow sticks together? Are there any questions that anybody has? Well, we're getting ready for our final piece. All good? All good already? Again, enjoy. God bless you. May God's grace continue to be with you, to sustain you, and fill you with greatest joy, now and always. Thanks to the ringers of the Colts Neck Reformed Church, Aquarius, let the sun shine in. Maggie Tripold, thank you so very much.